Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wall of Power TV. I'm your host, Paul Metsa. We have a couple of cool brothers from a terrific new band called the Carnegies on tonight. Royce and Roman Mars started the band in 2011. Last year at a Sherwin-Linton birthday show at the Caboose, I spotted them in the crowd. My producer, Andy Watson, noticed them as well and introduced them to me, and we told them when they have a record out, we'd love to have them on the show. They now do, and so here we are. We are going to hear some tracks off the new disc, No Signs of Warning, check out some video footage, and more. And without any further ado, Royce and Roman Mars from the Carnegies. Welcome, boys.
Hey, thanks, Paul.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. That's
young man, actually. Although,
I feel like little boys. I feel like
oh, you look young. You're doing great. I love your new record.
Oh, hey, that's,
Wow, I mean it's phenomenal for it to be our first. It's really good to hear.
Yeah,
right.
There was it was a fun record to make, but it was almost like any album. It's so you have so little time to do it.
Right.
In a sense like that. So in a sense, there's if we had all the time in the world, there could have been so much more.
It would have been a disaster. You would have had a string section, the children's choir.
Right.
You didn't need that.
Turn into a Nick Drake album.
We overdid it.
Turn into Rodriguez.
Right.
I think that's good. That's good too, right?
Right. Oh, it's phenomenal.
You know what I dig about just getting to know you two is that there is something, I sense the energy of, when I got started out back in the Civil War, of what it was like to have your first band. And then the energy of playing gigs, and then the energy of having your first record.
That's right.
And you guys are feeling it right now, aren't you?
I know. You start the band off, and you do it for how long? Just playing gigs, and all of a sudden, when you finally have something, a physical piece, here it is. This is us.
To stand behind.
Yeah, this stands behind us. This is who we are. And then all of a sudden, it feels weird. All this new opportunities start popping up, and you're like, it's just kind of whoa,
Well, you guys actually have some pretty heavy rock lineage. You're nephews of Chris Mars, the original drummer for the Replacements.
That's right. Yep.
Oh yes.
We
How
are.
cool is that?
It's from someone like Chris, and like you learn and you growing up that how much of a legacy they kind of left around. It kind of whoa, like. He's in the family, and he's just your uncle, he just comes to the family gatherings, so it's just like, that's how you feel about him. He's just there, oh hey Chris, and he's been such a help to the band too. We want to say that he's started us off with giving us a drum set,
Wow.
And then literally that was the first time I think we ever jammed. He brought this drum set. Our mom told him like, hey, they're starting to get into music, we're listening to all these like rock and roll bands like the Rolling Stones and and stuff like that. So Chris goes, okay, well, I'll help him out. Let's, He brings a drum set, and, brings it downstairs, and he's on the drums, and we're just complete crap. Me and Roman, we're just, look at me, so. And so he kind of gave us a little push there, but here's an expensive thing that takes to buy normally, drums that can take so long to save.
Right.
So yeah, it was really cool of him, and we always appreciate it.
Uncles are good guys. If they're musicians, I'm going to brag a little bit. I gave a guitar to a nephew of mine when he was about 9 or 10 years old.
Sure.
And now he's in just a little bit over 30. His name's Sawmill Joe. He's got 2 EPs out, and he wrote a song for the Lumineers and actually opened up for him at the Greek Theater.
Oh wow!
In Berkeley, California.
Oh.
So uncles, especially if they're rock and rollers,
that's right.
It's a good uncle to have.
They give you a good push start.
And has Chris sat in with you guys?
Yeah, he's never for a show, but just for practicing. Sometimes when he comes over, we go downstairs and we'll do a little jam and stuff with him and all that. And he's just so modest too. I don't know how often he, plays anymore. I'm pretty sure quite often, but he just goes down there and you can't tell.
I mean,
he's just,
He, just like on the Replacements, he still knows his fills.
Oh, yeah.
He still knows it. Yep. And, sometimes it's kind of fun to try to follow him sometimes. Like, Chris,
let's we play all the time together. Let's hear you.
With
you now.
Definitely. So it's definitely, it's something that doesn't really cross my mind too much sometimes. Sometimes I kind of forget, that he's he has that affiliation that he was in that band, and it's just but I just think of him as like, and Royce and me think of him as like our uncle, like,
Chris.
oh, you know, it's like, oh, that's right, you're in that band.
That band, but they're all the replacement.
Yeah, right. But what
Exactly.
band? He will come by too, like, you know, his dad, you know, of course with Chris, you know, paints and stuff too. and all
Right.
that
Oh,
stuff.
great painter.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, right. And all
Unbelievable.
that career right just there too is amazing. And then he will come to our dad, you know, and he wants like a frame done. So our dad will fix some kind of frame up or something
Yeah, some
like that.
kind of intricate,
Yeah.
crazy frame to go with some of his new pieces he's working on and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So,
So what does your dad do?
yeah, our dad, he's actually like a, let's see.
dental technician.
Yeah, a dental technician actually
Yes.
for, what is that? What's
like-
cap tech work? Cap tech
Yeah,
work.
so like all the you
Yeah.
know people need replaced teeth, you know, all that jazz. And, you know, so the artistry kind of runs in the family in different ways. So our dad, you know, he does. Oh, he had some amazing drawings back in the day too, and he has them in our house. And I go, Dad, why don't you, you know, work on that? And,
Right.
You know, because he could have made a career out of it himself. You know, because I think he's that good.
He's,
But,
he's
yeah,
pretty
he did
good. I mean,
real good one.
you know,
Marilyn Monroe, he did. and
yeah,
stuff, and,
phenomenal picture
Yeah.
of Marilyn Monroe that's down in our basement. You know, so if he really would want to pursue art like our Uncle Chris, I mean,
Yeah, he could. He could have.
he
But,
could have done something with it.
Yeah, so and he went in the path of, you know, with teeth and stuff, carving and all that too, and 3D, you know, 3D
yeah.
sculpture, literally, you know. So that's literally what he
yeah.
did, and then Chris went with on, you know, with doing what he knew, and so that's kind of, you know, I'd say maybe where, you know, Roman and me, we like to draw too. So
Right,
I
okay.
almost forgot to bring that up.
Oh yeah,
It's just, you know, insects with top hats and all that real weird psychedelic and a bunch
Right.
of different kinds of things. So, but yeah, so it kind of runs in the family, I'd say, I guess, or
it's
so.
in the blood.
It's in the blood.
It is, yeah,
Yep.
it definitely is. We even like in the album art design, we kind of
yeah.
drew some fun stuff in there. Kind of when you pop the CD out,
Right.
there's like this little Carnotaurus on there, and I even just illustrated that in about 5 minutes. But I don't know, something about our family. It's just art just kind of comes natural. In a weird way.
Yeah, and it's
You
like
know?
the only thing that
Yeah.
keeps, you know, keeps
Right,
the same,
right.
you know, you're
Right.
just, yeah,
But it's funny because we're just terrible at other stuff, like
Right.
yeah, at like
Yep.
math
Oh.
or science. It does not compute with
Yep.
us. Like
Oh,
it's just so we
don't get me started on writing the lyrics out and how many typos we had to catch
Right,
We go back and we missed one and we
yeah.
go back.
So really strong in one point,
Yep.
terrible in the other point.
Right.
So
Well, when I was listening to the record, I heard, you know, I heard '60s garage rock.
Oh, yes.
I heard Ramones. I heard some melodious Beatlesque stuff.
Right.
I could even say you could hear a little bit, you know, a little bit of the Clash in there, some David Bowie.
yeah.
oh, definitely.
When did you guys start? Before you started playing, what did you start listening to, and when?
Yeah, so, you know, I think
yeah.
here's the thing. It's kind of funny how, so we started playing as soon as we knew of this music. Like I didn't take music seriously until I heard, like, I mean, the Rolling Stones. Like nothing got me. I was just like, oh, you know, some just normal kid. And then as soon as I heard the Rolling Stones in, I'd say ninth grade.
Yeah.
We were in ninth grade. Bam! Like I got a haircut that kind of resembled the Stones or the Beatles.
Right.
Same with
Well,
Roman.
it's so funny too because we always in school and stuff. People would always bring up to us before we were even into that kind of
that
music.
stuff.
Oh my God, there goes Mick Jagger, there goes John Lennon.
all
So
the
this
time.
is always kind of affiliated with us.
Yeah.
And when we finally like heard those records of like the Beatles records, Rolling Stones records, we finally go like, oh my God, these people are just phenomenal. You know? And
Yeah,
it just. It's what we wanted to do. Is Royce? He loves the Rolling Stones. I love them too.
Oh, yeah,
but he's just so
vice versa.
heavily influenced by like Chuck Berry,
and,
Keith Richards.
yeah. My
Well,
house, but, yeah.
you're identical twins, so you
Right.
have to be a little bit influenced by the Kinks.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yep,
my
and then
goodness. Love the Kinks.
Back when we, you know, first started playing in the band, you know, we were busting out into the Kinks songs. And
Right.
Taylor would go, na 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 na, and then, you know, we started playing and stuff. And,
I even got like the Kinks bass,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Rickenbacker
nice.
and stuff. 'Cause
Yeah,
I just
so-
love that whole look.
No.
But yeah, what started really for me is I loved. Beck Hansen, from, like known as Beck.
Sure.
He's like another artist that
Loser.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Loser.
yep,
Yeah,
of
and
course,
it's funny
yeah.
because a lot of people just know him for that song. It's a great song, but
yeah, of course
I feel
it
like there's
is.
so many other songs that I really just took to of
yeah,
his. I don't know what it is. It's like his the way he constructs his songs with so many changes, and his melody.
You can master any genre.
Oh my God, yeah,
Too,
it's
right.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I remember you starting off.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you really Beck hit you
Yeah,
hard,
I even
you know?
went full out. I bought his exact silver tone that he has. I got
From
that.
1963?
Yeah, it's I think 1963 or 2. I can never remember. It's either that one.
That thing existed when the Beatles were.
God, I know it's older than us. But yeah, no, and that's what I love about Beck is just that he has that. You know, he was influenced by that kind of music. You can hear it in his songs. He just gives it a little bit of a new take, and then also I love Donovan too, because a lot of from Beck, I kind of hear Beck got a lot of stuff from Donovan, and just the way of how he constructs his songs and melodies. So I'm kind of really heavily influenced lyrically, like in that kind of style from Beck and Donovan.
You guys would be perfect for to do Hurdy-Gurdy Man.
Oh, I love that song.
And
Yeah,
I think we've attempted it very poorly before.
Right.
And
Well,
but
I've been trying to work
day.
on that voice tremolo
Right,
thing he
right.
does, and I just get like mesmerized just hearing his
Jimmy
voice.
Page is playing on that track.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I know
yes, yeah.
the Jeff Beck group also touched one of the songs.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I
forget
think it was
exactly which one,
Baraba
too.
Joggle.
Yeah,
I think it was Baraba Joggle. Yeah, and I always get them kind of mixed up. Which was it? Jeff Beck was on that one, or
two
was it?
Yardbirds, you know?
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and sometimes mix that up.
We'll be back with more with the Carnegies on Wall of Power TV after this.
I thought I saw her in the night. I suddenly woke up and she gave me such a fright. She pulled me closer and she whispered in my ear. I heard not what she said, but she shed a single tear.
This program is brought to you in part by Iron Range Resources and Rehabilitation.
I want you to meet Two Gingers Irish Whiskey. I'm Kieran and I'm Irish, so I tend to like a challenge. Why not? I wanted a whiskey to help find me out what's out there. Like what's really out there. And I found the oldest distillery in Ireland with a water wheel and awards for its small family of whiskies in the middle of Ireland. As I've always seen it, you can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. So try it. The investment is small and the flavor is big. It's perfect for drinking neat. Its character holds up, like the Irish, when the bastards try to get you down. Two Gingers Irish Whiskey. Distilled twice for more character, time for more flavor, and less of the old burn. No lite bastardes carborundum. Don't let the bastards get you down.
Welcome back to Wall of Power TV. I'm your host, Paul Metsa. My guests tonight, the Carnegies. So do you guys have your own separate record collections, or do you share?
What? It's good. Sometimes separate, sometimes
Yeah,
shared.
it's like kind of almost like a what do they call those? Venn diagram
Yeah, it's
things?
like- right.
You know, but
You
we
have
all
the, like the Dylan and the
yeah,
Donovan.
a lot of like the folk rock artists. Even though you love the
Oh, yeah,
birds, and
birds
I like them
stuff.
too. But you're
Right.
just you even look like a bird.
Oh yeah, no.
You know?
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I like to go with a lot of the poets, rock poets, kind of in that league. And Royce likes to go, kind of started off with the
Like them and
them,
Van Morrison and the Stones.
then he'll listen
Chuck
to my
Berry,
stuff,
yeah,
and
well,
I'll listen
right.
to his stuff. So then it kind of
and as you say
meshed.
that, I love
Yeah.
that music he brings, and he loves the music I bring.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like, here's, I bought this, and,
then-
always we listen to each other.
It's cool because then you can hear like that sound when you start playing the music. That you can
Right.
hear Royce is bringing in his things, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yep.
bringing in my stuff. So it's like this is a cool flavor going on here.
Yes.
Well, I think arguably the Byrds overall might be more influential than the Beatles.
That's actually
Certainly
really
in
good.
terms of American bands. I mean,
Yes,
Right,
when I
right.
was
I do
12
agree.
years old up on the Iron Range, I had a band called The Positive Reaction. We played all Byrds tunes, some Pete Seeger, little Bob Dylan. We had an acoustic 12-string with a Diarman pickup.
Yep.
Wow.
And a
It's a
Vox
necessity.
12-string.
Man.
No bass player, predating the White Stripes by
Right.
47 years.
You did it first.
But, you know, and I tell people, 40 years later, I'm still trying to sound like the Byrds. You know?
Right. Oh my God.
Do you guys have a 12-string in the band?
No,
Oh
we
my
don't.
God.
We don't yet. He has a Rickenbacker bass. We had
yeah.
a Rickenbacker. I always don't know how to pronounce it
Yeah,
exactly.
it was some certain. It's the one like Tom Petty had. It was like that red one that has like the Rickenbacker crazy little
Yeah.
hornet
Right.
gun on it. Our guitarist
exact model.
Taylor, he had that one, and we were just fixated with Rickenbackers, just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
looks of them and stuff.
Fixated, not
Yeah.
fixated.
There you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
right.
We want them to
English,
fix it.
yeah, English class was
Right.
in our.
See, I'm so bad at my
Oh.
words here, you know.
You know.
But but I was just we saw Roger McGuinn.
Yes, we did.
Just I think it was what
September
October.
or September or October.
Yeah,
And-
one
and
of
we were
those
complete,
days,
like,
and,
you know, after seeing that too. And
yeah.
there he is down there. And
And I mean, but I was just telling Royce, dude, you got to pick up one of those.
Yeah.
Yes,
his model exactly. I
we
always,
will do that one day.
Right,
We just
right.
got to save the money, right? Bam, we'll be in the. It'll be in the next L maybe or something, right? Have that 12 string.
even just on the guitars we have, like the 6-string guitars, we just try to emulate that
Emulate it,
Birdie
yeah.
sound by hitting like the octave notes to get
Right.
that kind of.
Yeah.
But you can only do so much with 6 strings
Yeah.
when you could have this 12 strings to get the birds.
That's
Right.
right. It's a little more easier to accomplish that sound.
Well, you know, I remember when I saw you guys at the Caboose at that Sherman Linton show. First of all, what brought you to Sherman Linton? Was that the Chuck Berry
That was the
tribute?
Chuck Berry.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was it. And we again, we love Chuck Berry. So you know, he just died too, and that was when I heard that, my heart went like I felt a little palpitation.
like a
My
family
very
member.
first Wall and Power TV show was a tribute to Chuck
Chuck
Berry.
Berry. Oh, well,
With
how-
Sherman Linton.
How cool to
my
start it off
goodness.
with
Yeah.
that kind of, you know, the beginning of rock and roll
Right.
there. So perfect to start the show off with that.
Right, right.
And
It's always so funny how they say like, where did rock and roll start?
right, oh
You
yeah,
know,
anyone
even though
can
he's,
argue on
even
that.
he's
I
like
used
the
to-
one that.
Yeah. To me, he gave it a face.
Right, right. He gave it a
yeah,
face.
He,
Yeah,
he
that's-
took blues and put
yeah.
it together. I think he deserves the name for the starter. But
Right.
we went to that Chuck Berry show because we love Chuck Berry. You know, I like to say I own every single thing he recorded, and I bought this
He does.
$300
He's got it
box
all.
set of everything he recorded, and I, you know, just listened and studied how he played, and you know, I feel like too, getting to another funny topic related to all that is, I think I've been playing drums longer than I ever have been playing guitar. So because when we started the band,
Right.
you know, we'd have people there who were like, "Oh, I'm in the band," and then they would just run upstairs and lose interest.
Hang
as
out
we started
upstairs
playing,
or
so hanging out.
something.
And so okay, well, who's the drummer now? So I had to get off guitar and go on drums and do that. And so basically I was doing drums longer than I ever played guitar. But eventually when things got worked around, where we had to reform things around, when I went on to guitar, I went straight on studying how Chuck played, how Keith Richards played. And to me, it feels like I just did it yesterday. I just
Right.
started yesterday, and you know, but all I was doing every night, you know, picking up the guitar and learning those double stops and doing this and stuff. And you know, if I'm gonna play, I'm gonna sound like Chuck or something. You know, I'm gonna sound like my favorites. But you know, yeah, just oh man.
But yeah, when he did die, you know, it's like
yeah,
that
yeah.
really just
And you know, he was 90
I know,
years old.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And at the
Totally.
same time, like, yeah, he made
can
it that long.
understand
With
that.
the
Yeah.
new record out.
Yeah, yes,
yeah,
and
new
I
record.
pre-ordered the deluxe edition you could get of that darn thing, and I
Comes with a tote bag.
Yeah, tote bag. Tote bag, people. It came with a tote bag.
So cool to see that hanging up in the room.
Yep. And
You guys should think about that for your next record.
that's right. You guys need a tote bag for the Carnegies.
Called a Chuck Berry tote bag song, you know?
Yeah.
Where did the name the Carnegies come from?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So I think, you know what? We were a band that started before we had a band name, and we just went so long. What name are we going to be? We kept switching it, and nothing clicked. Nothing.
What were some of the other names?
Some I just don't
gonna
like.
say, I was, I think,
one of them was like.
hydraulic hybrids.
Yeah,
It's, you know.
That didn't work.
It didn't
work
work.
out.
This
Yeah.
one sounds like it's completely in the wrong genre. Three
shells deep, yeah.
It just sounds like we're like a
Right.
emo band or
Yeah,
something. I'm like,
didn't
that's
think
Right.
that.
Shoegazers.
yeah. I'm like,
I think
no.
it was a broken wrists, and we're like, is that only like? There's so many bands with the brokenness. And
The broken, and then we went to
Yeah.
broken ribs, and
The
like,
broken
that sounds like,
ribs,
you know,
Right.
like,
It's just like
I don't-
trying to be too gritty.
yeah,
and
it's
it's
too
like,
gritty. We
right.
don't want to be that.
Yeah.
And so we made this song called Mr. Carnegie, and Taylor, the first
like one of our forming members.
Yeah, the forming
You know,
members.
that's-
So I'd say it's you, me, and Taylor. We were the first beginning of the band, and so we made this song called Mr. Carnegie, and that's actually on the album.
And what's the song about?
It's a song. It has no relation to like Andrew Carnegie, and I guess that's like the real way you pronounce it.
Right.
I've heard from other people, but we just go with the Carnegies. It sounds better. But that song has no relation to him, but it's just. That name kind of fit in there really well.
Right,
'Cause,
right,
You know,
it just-
I took a pity on Mr. Carnegie. It had that good,
Right.
like beat.
Yeah,
in there, and a
good
syllable.
like roll when you kind of
And,
say
well,
it.
Plus, Carnegie is such an American iconic name
Yeah,
Right,
right,
right.
yeah, and then
that nobody's used.
yeah, it's
Seriously,
right, and we did some research on like band names that have already been taken, and we went through many more that we didn't even list. And how about the Cool Cats or something?
Right.
And it didn't sound great when I think of
Probably
it now,
already
but-
exists
and it
too,
did
by the way,
exist.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we thought of every little animal because we wanted to keep a classic feel, kind of like the Beatles,
Right.
the
The
something,
Turtles,
the turtles,
you know.
yeah. And we
The
wanted
birds.
the in there. We wanted to keep that classic vibe with the, and so one day Taylor, he really was a genius. That kid.
He was. Yeah,
and,
he was phenomenal.
We came up with that song. He's the one that put the lyrics to it. We came up with the riff,
Yeah.
and he would.
Yeah, we
come
were
up with
more
something
about
amazing.
coming up with the melodies and coming up with
Right.
like how putting the bridge in there, putting that. And Taylor was almost like
Dylan.
Yeah, like Bob Dylan.
He'd
yeah,
come
he
up
would-
with it, give him a minute, and
Gosh,
bam.
yeah.
And
I wish I could have write like how Taylor
yeah.
could come up with it.
Right.
It was
yeah.
phenomenal.
So we went with that, and then one day we're playing a talent show at our school, and we didn't want to do it. We're just kind of talent shows. So the teachers kept talking to us. Do it. It'll be fun. You're graduating. We want to finally know what you're about, and we really liked the teachers that were asking us that.
Right.
So we just thought, all right, let's just do it. And so we had to put something together, put like 3 songs together or something, and. Taylor said, well, we don't have a band name. What are we? And, he said, how about the Carnegies? And it just clicked like that.
Wow.
We knew we finally had a band name when he said that. And we were like,
Right.
wow, cool.
So
you
that
know?
was Taylor's idea.
That was Taylor's
Yep.
idea. And, pretty much everything that's written, a lot of the majority of the songs in the album are still Taylor's songs.
Yeah, with lyric wise.
Lyrical,
Yeah, we
yeah.
were,
Melody-wise,
I think we
we were-
learned. We were almost like the George Harrison, so we kind of finally adapted to how to write songs.
Right,
Like
oh, yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
with his lyrics, but it's this what came together. Taylor's lyrics with the riffs and stuff.
With the
It was
melodies
just-
we came up with.
Right, it was just
together.
it really just made a good combination.
We'll be back with more with the Carnegies on Wall of Power TV after this.
You didn't look too pretty standing there in the rain. By the way he looked, you can tell he got insane. I asked him for a cigarette, he said he had nothing more to give. Hey! Whoa! You should have seen him.
What can you do with so much space? The Solar Arts Building in Northeast Minneapolis. A masterpiece of exposed brick, wooden beams, hardwood floors, and natural light, this unique multi-use space is perfect for a variety of events. To literally top it off, there are over 100 solar panels on the roof, making the Solar Arts Building self-sustainable. You've got the need, we've got the space. The Solar Arts Building, 711 Northeast 15th Avenue in beautiful Northeast Minneapolis. Give them a call at 763-234-5069 or send a message to mike@solarartsbuilding.com.
Welcome back to Wall of Power TV. I'm your host, Paul Metsa. My guests tonight, the Carnegies. The record's dedicated to Taylor, and he had a very tragic end.
Yeah, yep, see, he did. So I would say 2016, the year that claimed every artist, practically, or something like that.
It was a terrible year.
Yeah, it was a terrible year. But all of a sudden he goes down to South Dakota, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it was South Dakota.
Yeah, he goes down there with his girlfriend, and all of a sudden, the worst news you receive on a phone,
Right.
Where
Taylor's got
brother-
into like a rollover crash, and so rolled over, and his girlfriend died
instantly.
Yeah,
and he got, he died the next day at the hospital. They didn't think he was even going to make it. So yeah, it was
it was basically like losing a brother, because even
really
our
was.
parents, basically, our uncle just felt like we just adopted him
Oh, yeah.
into our family
Right.
stuff.
Yep.
And at that time too, we all grew our hair out like long down to here or something, and we even looked very similar too. So it was it was definitely just a hard time to lose someone that close, and especially.
We thought, like, how are we going to ever pick up an instrument again?
Right.
'cause-
We didn't even want to go
Yeah,
downstairs to
all
play
his stuff's down there. His guitar's still sitting there,
Right.
and you just go, "Whoa, I can't do this ever again." I'm done. So, but then,
So what was the day that you said he'd want us to do that?
yeah. So
I think it was like 2 months after.
surprisingly pretty soon.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like, so it was in August that he died, and
Yep.
then it had to have been like September or the next month.
Right.
We were just like, you know what? It's just kind of like time just tells you you have to go back and play music.
Right.
Right.
Like as much as terrible as it is, like you can't just hold yourself from like, oh, I'm not gonna touch it again.
Oh, yeah,
It's just
of
like,
course.
you just wanted to get back down
I think
there.
Brandon,
for
our
him.
drummer, our drummer Brandon, he really deserves a big shout out right here too, because he wasn't in the band yet because it was just the three, me, Roman, and Taylor. And Taylor passed away, and all of a sudden, Brandon invites us over to have a good day, to all hang out, kind of celebrate Taylor, and all of a sudden, he does drums too. We never really, we always kind of thought, hey, when Taylor was alive and all that stuff, it'd be kind of cool to get him on drums one day, and I could go back on guitar, because I was always on the drums holding the spot down.
Right.
And so, we thought of that idea, but we never got to it. And so all of a sudden, Brandon invites us over, and he brings up the idea, hey, if you guys ever need a drummer, I could be your guy. And we thought, well, hey, cool, what a cool thing to hear. You know, I could go on guitar since, we knew Taylor's parts, you know, and stuff like that. And, then I'd finally do that. And so, yeah, he was a huge help to getting us back on track here, So, and we're so happy to have Brandon in the band, And we even had one more member. His name was Will, and he was very fun to work with too. So he was in the band for a good 2 or 3 months or something.
Yeah,
and,
I think so.
Honestly, like all to him, I'm glad he actually went off to California. Only being in the band for a good 3 months, but he gave us a really good start as well to getting back on track with the band. And
It was so fun to work with him too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
he loved all the same stuff we
he
did
did.
too. So he kind of even looked kind of like a Beach Boy too.
yeah, he
or
did.
something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
reminded me of Brian Wilson. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah, he definitely, and he just knew the right chords for the
Yep.
song. So,
Right.
he gave it his own
Dressed
little
the part.
dressed the
Yeah.
part, gave it its own flavor. Some of
Yep.
the songs, so it
And-
was
and,
really fun to have him in the
was-
band when he was wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wanted to go pursue other stuff.
Yeah,
to,
and
like,
so he went
go
down to
business,
California.
So he went
Yep,
to California.
So it was a little blow to the heart, like, oh,
Yeah.
dang,
We
you know,
just
like,
got
we
a
just got someone that
guitarist
was
in.
really like, almost as great as Taylor,
Right,
it's
right.
just finally.
I really connected.
The high and mighty will fall.